I'm Dr. Charlotte Hodges. I'm a wife, mom, and bariatric surgeon. All of my recipes have been kid and hubby approved. Let's see what's happening in the kitchen today. So today, I want to make my super easy chili. It is a fantastic recipe when you have no time. I use ground turkey, 2 cans of Rotel tomatoes, 2 cans of pinto beans, and 2 packs of chili seasoning. And now you have your easy chili. What's also nice is your ground turkey, you can also use ground beef if you'd like. Actually, you could even use ground tofu, because if you use ground tofu, it's just gonna take the entire flavor of your seasoning packet. But what's nice is your meat actually doesn't even have to be de-thawed. You can use a nice big block of frozen ground beef or frozen ground turkey. It's gonna cook the same, okay? What I have right here is a pound of ground turkey, and I'm just gonna plop it in the pot. Now, for me, whenever I'm starting to cook this, because I always am just a little concerned, is my turkey gonna get cooked all the way? I will sometimes wait to add in all of my seasoning. That way I know, because the seasoning that I use turns the meat a little red. I just wanna make sure that my meat is cooked all the way through. So whenever my meat is almost all the way cooked, that's whenever I'll add my seasoning packet. What I'll also do too is, whenever I'm getting the pack of seasoning, just looks like this, because I have a little 3-year-old, I don't use hot or original or 2 packs of each. What I generally will do is, let me turn this down a little bit. What I'll generally use is 1 pack of mild and then 1 pack of the original. And then that way there's still a little bit of spice to it, but it's not so much that my daughter won't eat it. So what you're gonna do is just brown your turkey. It generally doesn't take any time at all. And then once it has gotten sufficiently browned, you just dump in your seasoning. Super easy, just like that. And then initially what I like to do is I'll just put in 1 pound, or pardon me, I'll put in 1 packet of the seasoning just to get the meat nice and seasoned up. And then it's like I'm using the extra packet to season up all the vegetables. So this is a great recipe to try whenever you just don't have any time. It really only takes about 10 minutes to do. So this is definitely one of my go-tos whenever I know I'm gonna be working late. What's also nice is you can make a double batch of this, and you can freeze it. Well, at least that's what my mom says. I never freeze anything because I'll always forget that it's there. But for those of you that like to prepare and pre-cook meals, turkey chili is fantastic. My husband always gets really excited whenever I actually use ground beef, but I'm trying to make this nice and healthy. So ground turkey it is. Now, I would recommend that when you're picking out your meat, pick one that has a little bit more fat. Like generally, if I'm using ground turkey, I'll get the 93/7%. If you get the super fat-free, it's not gonna have as much moisture, and you're only saving a couple of calories, so you can add in a little fat, it's totally fine. So, my turkey is almost cooked, and I actually like to have my meat completely browned before I add in all of the extra ingredients. So one of the other things that you can do prior to browning your meat is you can saute up some onions that are chopped. I generally would just get a pack of the frozen onions, and I saute them in the same pan or the same pot that I'm gonna put the meat in. You can get those in the frozen section, and it doesn't take any time. And then you don't have to worry about chopping everything up. So once your meat is nice and browned, you're gonna get the 2 cans of your chopped tomatoes. I get 2 cans of Rotel. I use 1 original and 1 mild. If you like a little spicy, you can put in 2 cans of hot, but again, I like to use 1 mild and 1 original because it's not as spicy and my daughter can handle it. Next, I'm going to place in 2 cans of pinto beans. Now, one of the things that I found out about pinto beans is that there's a plethora of pinto beans that you can get at the grocery store. I just get plain Jane pinto beans. I don't get the ones that taste like cilantro or chipotle or whatever. Now, if you like that flavor, you can certainly do that. But for this recipe, I just use plain pinto beans. The other thing to remember is that when you're adding in your beans and your tomatoes, you just dump the entire can in. Don't drain it. You need all that juice because when you're eating chili, it's almost like a thick soup, so you want all the juice. So once you have your beans and your tomatoes added to the meat, you just dump in that second pack of spice and stir it up. Easy peasy. And once it is all mixed together, it'll be just about ready to serve. Now, some folks like to let this sit and marinate for about 10 to 20 minutes, but really if you're in a pinch and everybody's starving at the house, you can serve it immediately and it tastes great. You just want to make sure, since you're putting everything in right from the can, that all the tomatoes and the pinto beans, they've had time enough to warm up. All right, so now that your chili is done, all you have left to do is serve. So I just take one nice scoopful, put it in my bowl. Now, if you think that your chili is a little bit too spicy, or if you just want to add a little extra zip to it, I just take a little spoonful of sour cream. I use light sour cream, and there you go. All the ingredients and all the nutritional information will be at the bottom of this video. I hope you enjoy.